Good morning. Myself Baptista Mohanty. Next time we are going to view the stress versus strain diagram for a mild steel specimen. Okay. So now you can see this one is the diagram which shows strain in the x-axis, stress in the y-axis. Okay. Now when this is the diagram between stress and strain. When the strain increases, like when the stress also increases, and the vice versa is also true. So when the stress increases, now this diagram will be formed. Whenever the material is loaded, its deformation takes place. The deformation takes place means it will be either the length is increases or the diameter will increases, like that depends upon the type of load. It may be tensile, it may be compressive. Now this one is the tensile. This is the maximum specimen. This is the specimen subjected to tensile loading. Okay. Now the curve is formed. Whenever the load is increased, this point shows point 2. Okay. At initial stress is 0, strain is also there. When the load is 0, there is no stress, no strain. Whenever the load is increases, now this diagram will be formed. O to A. A suggests a proportional limit. Proportional limit means stress is directly proportional to strain. Whenever the amount of stress is increased, likewise the strain is also increased. Okay, now this diagram shows O to A shows the proportional limit. The ratio is constant. Now up to B point, that is the elastic limit. What is the elastic limit? Elastic limit means whenever a material is loaded within that limit, it is deformed. And after the removal of load, the material comes back to its original position. That is called as elastic limit. Okay. Now beyond that limit, after B point, next one is the upper end point. C point suggests the upper end point. So upper end point means that the welding takes place. Beyond point B, the stage of the material is called as plastic. That means the deformation in that case is permanent. Whenever the material is deformed, whenever it is stressed, beyond point B, then the deformation is permanent. Even if you are removing the load, the material do not comes back to its original position. Okay, that is the point C. That the ending of the material takes place. Next, point D. After the point C, then the point D. D points here, like you can see from O to A, the stress value is increasing. Now up to point C, even if you are increasing the load, the stress value decreases up to point D. The point D suggests the lower end point. The lower end point means at that point the materials again try to give resistance towards against the deformation. That is actually, this is not a point, this is a wavelet-like structure. This one is called a strain adhering zone. This one is called a strain adhering zone. That means in that case, that is a wavelet structure, and in that case the stress decreases, increases, the stress finally it is increased. That means in that point the molecules of the material again try to binding themselves. Okay. Next, after B point, next one is the again stress is increased. When the load is increased, the stress is increased up to point E. Point E suggests the ultimate point or maximum point. The maximum value of stress at point E. Okay, you can see the maximum value of stress at point E. Up to that point, the stress value increases. Up to that point, the stress value increases. Okay, then at point E, you will get the maximum value of stress. That point is called as ultimate stress, or it is the ultimate strength of the material. Ultimate strength of the material. Next, after point E, we are going to increase the load. What will happen? The stress value decreases and the material fails. At point A, the material fails. The point F is called as breaking point. Now this one is the diagram which suggests the different points of stress strain curve of a mild steel specimen. Now this one is the specimen. You can see this one is the fracture. At point A, the breaking takes place. This one is it will the material divided into two parts. That is the two pieces.